Rob, bring up Kennedy's tweet.
Oh yeah, this should be fun.
Let's bring up Kennedy Hall as a problem segment.
Yeah, well, Kennedy Hall's a problem. We'll clip this up. We're going to start a beef with Kennedy because nothing gets your channel going like a good old fashioned beef. You know,
I deep dived the analytics today with Anthony, and we've had basically all of our subs over the last year have come from 5 videos. 2 of those 5 videos have been criticisms of Lofton.
So if this Amber video fails, we're doing a Lofton video. Sorry, guys.
But also starting beef with Kennedy.
I know I sounded really pious a minute ago, but if it's a Lofton
video. So Kennedy tweeted something off of Redeem Zoomer. So
I have read Redeem Zoomer first.
Yeah. Young men today have very little opportunity to get a job or a wife, yet society has the audacity to still call them the oppressors. So Kennedy said, this woe is me victimhood mentality, so common among Zoomer men, is so nauseating. You have every opportunity to find a wife and a job. Literally just go wherever you need to go and whatever job you need to and find both. My no-no took his family on a boat across the sea to get a job, get some perspective, and stop complaining.
Okay, you know what my problem is with Kennedy Hall? You Italians have to just throw in random Italian words into the English to make yourself sound
it's a thing we do. We got to like brag that we're Italian a little bit. Kennedy Hall, we all know that's not his real name. So I understand Kennedy's perspective here. Okay. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps, stop complaining. So I disagree with him in his lack of empathy for these guys, because we are in a different time than it was when I was a younger guy. You're not meeting somebody face to face anymore. Everything's online. And I think a big part of the problem is most of these younger guys don't have mentors and older men to kind of guide them through and teach them.
What Kennedy's saying is what a good mentor would say. Maybe a little more empathetically.
Yeah.
Well,
sometimes some men need to hear that. Some men need to hear it. Stop being a crybaby. Shut up and be a man. Right. So the challenge for
I'm like
men,
that, which is why I completely agree with Kennedy, because I'm that type of guy that you just like, maybe it's because I played football or whatever, but you just need to tell me I suck and to do better.
Yeah.
And
what an HR manager you are.
So in Zoomer's tweet, he said they're acting like these guys have no opportunity. They can't get a job. They can't get a wife. And they're acting like we are the oppressors. So the real challenge for young guys is to not see yourself as the oppressed. Okay. You have to fight that at every desire. Like you cannot put yourself in the position as whoa, like Kennedy's saying, like you can't be woe is me. You cannot become the oppressed.
I would say it's okay to recognize if you are being oppressed, but you can't have that victim mentality. If you're being oppressed, accept it and overcome it.
Yeah. So I would say that feeling of being oppressed is Marxism. They're trying to play with your mind. They're trying to it's just people that have a victimhood mentality. It destroys their whole life. Like it will destroy you. You will think you can't get ahead in anything. You cannot allow that to overcome you. And you have to have, first off, look,
it's like the incel stuff, right?
You're most likely a young white male. You have young white male privilege. Like own it. Like, yeah, you're not going to not use your young white male privilege.
You can speed without getting your car searched.
Like, come on.
We don't get stopped by the cops.
All right, Nick, I know you're going to talk.
Well, what I was just going to say is, okay, I agree with you guys on, for sure. You don't want to adopt a victimhood mentality because you'll carry the mentality with you no matter where you go or what you do. And that's an actual issue, because it is like a uniform that you embrace. It's a worldview that you see the world outside of, and that's an issue.
And this world is suffering a lot from groups of people with victim mentalities.
Yeah. Exactly. Fully agree with that. What I would say with Kennedy is, I agree with him mostly in this, like in this spirit, but I would also say there's one big glaring thing, which is that there is a real issue with how my generation of men are struggling right now. So again, as an example, why is it that 66% of men 18 to 29 are single, but only 34% of women are single? Because most women are, because of Yeah, they're going after older guys. They're going after older guys, or they're becoming lesbians. They're
Yeah.
actually going into one of those two directions. So they're wanting either what kind of like this exaggerated notion of love and stuff is. So they'll kind of go after guys that can give them a bunch of monetary stuff immediately, or they're just, they hate men and they go become lesbians or whatever. So there's that. There's also for men in the United States particular, we don't have a whole lot of culture that we can cling on to. This is why you see a lot of guys at the TLM, a lot of single guys at the TLM, at Orthodoxy and in Islam. They're going after something that wants to call them greater. And then they are also by culture essentially told that they are the dregs of society, until of course the Kamala Harris campaign needs them to vote for them. And so my pushback would be essentially this. I agree with you. You don't want to have a victimhood mentality, but you also have to recognize that there are lots of guys, I know them, who are really good guys, who are striving to get good jobs, striving to be men of virtue, striving to be good Catholics, that can't find anybody to save their life. And that's an actual systemic
There's
issue
not,
that we have.
not exactly a good pool of women out there for you guys. It's like
no. And that's why I don't like the whole we'll go out and find one. It's like, what do you think we've been doing? I could literally give you an entire 2-hour story.
This is where the
I've
groiper like incel mentality fails.
Mm-hmm.
They want like good submissive traditional women, but they don't want to water down the white race, so they won't go to Asia to find them.
Yeah.
How much did Paul get you to say that, Rob? How much did he pay
Oh,
you
that's
to
right.
say
Oh my
that?
gosh.
How much did he pay you to say that? Anthony, you and I got a lot of crap the other day because you and I were giving like prudential, non-definitive advice on miscegenation, and we were just like, hey, maybe it's not
You
the
guys are
most
racist.
prudent idea.
If my wife wasn't willing to marry a brown man, where would I be right now? I don't like this talk. My wife was a racial
Anthony,
purist.
Don't be a cuck, Anthony. Don't be.
And somebody said something about Kennedy's beard. This is where the beef is going to come in, because have you guys ever seen Kennedy without his beard?
Weak.
That boy's got a beard to hide his weak chin.
I was gonna say, I think I've seen him with a short beard, but not like.
Oh, we
have a screenshot. We put a screenshot in the video.
Shaved once. He looks like a different guy. He's got this weak chin. Like I'm gonna shave again soon.
Anthony,
but Kennedy, man, I don't know what happened. You thank God you got that long beard, because we know what you look like under there. Not fooling anybody.